Uh, well, actually, I'll go back to grade school just a little bit. When I was in eighth grade, why we went down to Council Grove, all the small little towns in that district, and we had tests and so forth. And I got two red ribbons, one in penmanship and one in spelling. My mom was a cook at that time, and she was able to come over and watch the little program, and she was so proud that I got a couple of ribbons, and she with her friends back there. And Irva Jane Miller, yes, she also had kind of a different life. I was the only one in my class, actually. There was Donna or Lois and Ruby were just down from the school and everything, and both redhead, and one was 2 years younger and one was 2 years older than me. But they had lost their mother just a few years before, and everything. And then Irva Jane was just 1 year younger than me, one grade behind me, and so. Uh, at grade school at that time, I rode about 2.5 miles or so on my horse. I rode a horse more or less all 8 years to three different schools, and actually four different schools. And we had an old truck, and we took the truck to school. And driver's ed, I did not have driver's ed like the kids do now. Why, one day we picked up my aunt, drove her down to a corner about a mile from the house, and he got out and he said, I've got some things to do around here. You take the truck on home. That's the first time I got behind the wheel to drive. And I made it home, and I had to learn how to park in between the bushes and so on and so forth. Then the last year going to high school, they had a bus they started. They picked me up and took me to Wilsey High School. Well, the high school was for 4 years, and there was 16 in my graduating class, and there was 64 kids in the whole school, and we would meet every day up on the second level, and that's where we would meet with and we kind of sat in groups, or 16 here, and so on and so forth. I remember as a freshman, one young man by the name of last name Hutchison. He was going to K State the next year as a senior when he graduated. Why, he wanted to change our name. We had the Wilsey Shamrocks. He thought that was not cool. We had to be the Wilsey Wildcats, as he was going to K State. And well, 16 of us graduated. I was a basketball player, and I was on the first team as a senior. And that was when we played just half court, and I was a pesky little guard. I could steal that ball real good, but I couldn't hit the basket anyway. Well, I did play the clarinet. I was never that good. I was back a chair or two, but and then the glee club. I probably shouldn't tell this story, but I think I was a senior, and the choir director, music teacher, came by and was checking the voices and everything. And he gave me a special job to set up on stage when we had a meeting for all and sang, or when their time came up and everything. And I sat up there in motion and so on and so forth. And it dawned on me later, he got that voice out of out of there. So I had a pretty nice yellow new dress to sit up there and motion for everyone. Oh, and junior and senior year, we were able to have plays. And the play in the senior year was supposed to be in January. And I was a next door nosy neighbor in the play. And during the weather and everything, why we had to postpone a week for the play and so forth. And so during the play one evening, why as a nosy neighbor, I came over with a pan of biscuits to say something, and then one fell off on the floor and it went clank. And you could hear it throughout the whole school, and everybody laughed at that old nosy neighbor with with a tough roll. They hit the floor. Oh, okay. As senior, we got to go on sneaks when you graduated, and we went out to Colorado Springs. Uh, that happened to be my second trip to Colorado Springs, but on this one, why we had different cars. That's 16 of us, and one young man did not get to start to go with us because just before we were to leave the day before, he was just kind of goofing off like kids do, and he had an open safety pin in his mouth, and he swallowed it. And so he could not go with us until something happened. And after we was out there for 2 days, he flew out. He passed it on. And his name was LD. I like a lot of kids. I thought about being a teacher, going on to Emporia State and everything, but really I could not. And just about the Sunday before I graduated and so forth, why a dear neighbor right north of us said, Darlene, if you want to go to Emporia, I'll see that you get to go. And I was too proud to do that. I went to Brown Mackey in Salina instead, which started another life for me. And Brown Mackey is a business school that a lot of people from around here did go to Brown Mackey. And I went in June, right after I graduated, and they picked out a home where I went and took care of 3 boys in the evening. These were young kids. I think the oldest was maybe 11, and then a 5-year-old, and then a good toddler. And they wanted me to stay up every night till 11 o'clock. So the kids would sleep in late the next morning and everything. And they owned a liquor store in Salina, and that was their business. And so I took shorthand in Brown Mackey, and I did not do well trying to take care of kids and everything, and stay up at night. And then I'd take a bus, was a school right over a drugstore downtown. It's, a lot of people from around here knows Brown Mackey, and which gave me a good job. Okay, I when I finished my course in mid-January, why I got hired on out to the base, civil service. It was Smoky Hill Air Force Base in Salina. Okay, I was a comptometer operator, and most people don't know what that is. It's nothing but an adding machine without a tape. You sit there and you check figures all day long. And we were in a great big warehouse type way back in the corner. And this is a big warehouse, and this is Base Supply was the main warehouse. And we were all their supplies that came in and out of